Right. Good day, guys. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me for another session here where we are talking OHS and talking all things to do with health and safety. It's always a pleasure. It's always a joy just to share and talk and discuss things to do with occupational health and safety. Thank you so much. In today's episode, which is episode 17, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to be looking at the concept of causes of incidents. The previous episode, I was talking about the cost of incidents. On this episode, I just want to talk about causes of incidents. Just a short discussion. Now, in occupational health and safety, it has generally been accepted that there are three main causes of incidents, and I just want to ventilate these quickly and then we're done. Number one, we say unsafe behaviors. Number two, unsafe conditions. And number three, we've got what we call uncontrollable or freak accidents, or in other areas, what they'll call an act of God. I'll just ventilate these three quickly and then now we'll be good to go. Number one, we say 90% of incidents and accidents at the workplace, they are caused by unsafe behaviors. 90% of incidents and accidents are caused by unsafe behaviors. Unsafe behaviors, we're talking about the human element. Hey, person is a problem. Umuntu, person is our main problem. Now, the example I usually give when I'm doing training or other interventions is when I put my phone on this desk, my phone doesn't mind sitting on this desk. I can leave it here. I can come after 2 days, after 10 days, after a year, you still find the phone on the desk. But if you tell a human being to sit on this chair, I'll come and fetch you after 2 hours, don't move. Now, that human being won't sit on the chair only. They'll start moving around. A human being is inquisitive. A human being is curious. A human being will start touching things, trying to see why are things the way they are. A human being will move, will do this, that, and the other, because that's our nature. A human being will want to be rebellious. Some will want to do this, that, and the other. That's our nature as human beings. So because of that aspect of curiosity, being a rule breaker, someone who doesn't want to follow instructions, there often is the case whereby unsafe behaviors will then be the major cause of incidents. Up to 90%, some will say, of incidents are caused by unsafe behaviors. So 9 out of 10 incidents, you'll notice that the problem will be someone who would have not done something. That's why the act speaks of acts or omissions, whereby it says where people do something or omit to do something. You'll see that a lot in the Occupational Health and Safety Act, speaking of acts and omissions, or acts or omissions, meaning to say that someone would have done something or someone would have forgot to do something or omitted to do something. So it is the unsafe behavior that's a major cause of incidents and accidents. It's the unsafe behavior that's a major cause of issues when it comes to occupational health and safety. So one of the major issues, or our role as management, our role as safety officers, is to capture and to arrest, not people, arrest those unsafe behaviors and unsafe actions which lead more often than not to incidents. And that's where the bulk of the causes of incidents are. Unsafe behaviors. What are unsafe behaviors? People taking shortcuts, people not following instructions, people not following procedures, people doing horseplay. We don't do horseplay at work. Horseplay at work. People not doing as per training. People forgetting to do stuff or doing what they are not supposed to be doing. It's all unsafe behaviors, and things that actually people do. I was at a site today, and after work I also participated, it was quite dusty, and we used a compressor just to clean ourselves. And that's an unsafe behavior. It's an unsafe act. So that's the cause of incidents. Because in the process of just spraying ourselves with that compressor, that compressed air, what if dust particles go into our eyes? Now we have an eye injury and we have a problem. So that's unsafe behaviors or unsafe acts. 90% of the incidents and accidents, I would say, I stand corrected. 90% are involving unsafe behavior or unsafe acts. 8%, which is cause number 2, is the unsafe condition. 8% of incidents or accidents are caused by unsafe conditions. An unsafe condition is a state of affairs, situation. For instance, uneven flows. It's an unsafe condition. Whether maybe it's raining or it's windy and people are working at heights, that's an unsafe condition. So unsafe conditions, we're talking about an environmental state or a state of affairs, which is not really directly to do with the human being, but it's the way the situation is. Wet floors, this, that, and the other, slippery floors, those are unsafe conditions. They contribute up to 8%, give or take, in causes of incidents. And then lastly, we've got what you call your uncontrollables or your freak accidents or your act of God. I don't know why they're blaming God here, but we just call it an act of God, and that act of God constitutes about 2%. These are uncontrollables, where it's just beyond your control. COVID-19 was an act of God. Being struck by lightning, it's not an unsafe behavior, it's not an unsafe condition, but it's a freak accident, Driving and there's a mudslide. Nothing you could have done to avoid it. It's uncontrollable. It's a freak accident. It's an act of God that contributes or constitutes about 2%. So your role now, the reason then I'm talking about this, is to then, as a safety officer, as management, is mainly to arrest and captivate and hold the aspects of unsafe behaviors and unsafe acts, because that's where the bulk of our incidents are. And obviously, give attention to unsafe conditions. And then as for uncontrollable or acts of God, there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing to there's legal. You can put controls, definitely. But there's not a lot which you can do about that. Right. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes for a fruitful discussion. Comment on the comments. Talk to me. Share, like, subscribe. Share with friends. Share on the different WhatsApp groups. And hopefully it adds value to you. Get in touch with me if you need any training, if you need any consulting, or if you need any assistance with anything to do with occupational health and safety. I'll be able to gladly assist. Thank you for joining me for this episode. That is episode 16, where we're talking about the causes of incidents. Thank you very much. Keep well. Bye-bye.